in the pines, where the sun don't ever shine, I'll shiver. Oh. Hello, Aries. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to drop some ink in the Book of Blots, made in your name and essence,
Castle.
of course. Castle of Consciousness. Here we are. We'll scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll also add on some tarot and oracle cards along the way. Link below will be to the extended where we flip it if you'd like to join us. As well, we have a ghost box that we'll use for any audio editions from the afterlife, should they further add to our auric adventures. Aries, overall, please do receive release freely. I'm so grateful for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. Let's go. All right. You know the drill. We are just here to create a portal to perceive, unless worrying about making a masterpiece.
Barbara.
Hi, hello, Barbara. Can I just a hit down? I don't know. Maybe it's just me? No? Hopefully I didn't muck that up. Few things that came through, Aries. The song In the Pines, which I know from primarily through Nirvana. In the pines, in the pines. I don't even really know the words. Where the sun don't ever shine. Da, 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 the whole night through. Oh, my girl, don't lie to me. Where did you sleep last night? Okay, I don't know. So I keep thinking I know the words, but I don't. However, the side note is, because I was hearing In the Pines, the tune, but in the past. So I was like, okay, there's something else going on here. So I did a quick Google, can't lie. I won't lie to you, Aries. I did a Google, and what landed in making sense was the longest train I ever saw. And this is a variant or an
I'm going.
early, thank you so much for joining us, rendition or something along that lines. And that's what made sense to me. Of course, if in the pines, a pine tree, symbolically speaking, whatever the case is, whatever means something to you, please follow that first. But that's where I landed. So it was pretty interesting.
Mark.
And then, yeah, just as I was getting ready to open up, the edge of energy. And I wonder, because I felt like I was kind of taking that train through the pines, like if I could take maybe this life, or there's a project or something going on, and job, career, apply any channel that you'd like, and it just seems long, maybe like a long journey.
Closet.
And train is one of the slower ways, if I could imagine, aside from obviously walking, in regards to speedy travel. Anyway, nonetheless. But the views, I don't think you can beat the view. And very contemplation time. At least that's how I imagine it. And I imagine if I was ever to be in a train, I would be wearing a hat, maybe reading a book, and of course, having a snack, because that's what I do. All right, Aries, if you're still with me, if you're going to open up, or you can fast forward through, whatever feels good to you. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race in the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of our muse, Aries, Aryan energy. Thank you so much for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right. Here's your ink note. If you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time, by all means. Personal use only, though. Okay, I see you. Something about a possum in my third eye space, or between my eyes. There's like a cross-eyed thing going on here. Oh, now I'm going to have that song in my head all day. In the pines, but it's at least their Nirvana rendition. I'll put the link below if I can remember. Usually somebody watches and reminds me or does it for me. Thank you. I don't know. It's just got like this. I don't want to call it melancholy. I don't know if it's about what the song's about. If you resonate with the lyrics specifically, that's a you thing. I'm in the flow of it. It's like slow and methodical, but deep, deep. Like it makes you feel. It's got soul.
What year is it?
We're in 2024. You know what I mean? You know when a song's got soul? That's how I'm feeling that. There's a possum in here, and it's like right in my third eye, kind of forehead area. And possums can sometimes play dead as like their mechanism, along with making a stank. They got a death stank, right? And I love me possums. Don't get me wrong, we're possums, whatever. I call them mot-mots around here. When they're frightened, they will give off a death stank or tell their predator that they're dead and they're no good. So just like move along.
You won't understand.
Like move along. But I've got these eyes kind of look like my eyes are looking up at it. This possum. I don't know if there's something maybe you're sensing in the crown or in control, because I'm seeing the crown is almost like a crown of a tooth. You might be grinding, this grind feel. Again, whatever channel this is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. All the train tracks of life for us to take and experience. There's also a dog right here. This dog either has a very specific marking right like around its like nose or eye. Okay, hold on. It's changing on me. Okay, so it's bringing me into a blindfold. It switched for a fleeting moment into a raccoon. So when it's the dog, it has a marking around its nose. When it's the raccoon, it's around its eyes. And then I landed at blindfold. Something about fortune. Fortune is blind. Who is that deity? Is there a deity, god, goddess? I don't know. I do know. Like I have an idea, but I know nothing about it. It's almost like justice maybe as well with the scales. Could be in and around there. I feel like you've been working on something in some realm. Whether it's your psychic senses, your career, creating different choices, connections, etc. And you've kind of been playing either dead or quiet. I want to go with quiet. Because the possum's death is a facade. However, sometimes you got to do that with connections, right? You have to allow them to go quiet, to go silent, so you can hear yourself in them. Now I'm walking through that very pine forest, or whatever would be your pine forest, right? Maybe it's a desert, maybe it's a city, and the noise is very soothing for you, whatever the case is. Wherever you can hear. There's lots of static as well. I'm sensing it as static noise, but like I just said about the city, it could be very quieting for you. Someone could be in a forest and the sounds of the forest could be deafening, right? I feel a little angry about something. No, do I feel angry? I feel sharp. I just got a sharp sensation about something. It might be in relation to a person, place, or thing.
What happened to me?
I don't know. I feel like that boomerangs back to me. It's a me thing. Maybe some, could be inner child work, shadow work, all the great things that we call it. But there's a figure stepping forward in here. Oh, look at that light shining through. It's like when it's really, really sunny out above the treetops and it glimmers down and you look up and you see that glimmer. What is that? Not triggers. I'm going to write down triggers because maybe you're working through certain triggers. Because when I was like, could be something I feel sharp or whatever in. But it came back to me boomerang style because I'm like, oh, it's a me thing. It's the way I'm looking at something cross-eyed.
I need to go.
All right, you're welcome to go. There's a door and a light to my right, and because you're moving on up. It's a glimmer though. Glimmer. It's a glimmer. I feel like this is a term I should know something more about, at least the way it's being used. But I'll leave it with you because obviously it's constipating me. Oh, I still have that. Aries. In the pines, in the pines. I'm making up the words. Where the sun doesn't shine, you glimmer the whole night through. Bright. It is bright. And then it shines down like that glimmer. Incredible. Okay, sorry, Aries. I got distracted and my nose is getting itchy. Get back to work, they say. Get back to work. So see this connection here. There's so much activity going on. Something I'm seeing this as a piece of pie specifically that would have whipped cream on it. Yeah, piece of pie. Down here, Jim. Okay, there's a fox in here. Foxy lady. Got lots of music. I like it. I don't know if this is hockey or... There's a small... Okay, there's a body of a being here. It's kind of like lacrosse, but I'm not sure if it's lacrosse. It might be like a very old version of lacrosse I'm seeing. It's connected to the fox. I feel like I'm in the forest. I feel like I want to live in a tree house right now. Again, insert trees or seascapes to whatever is like your tree house. I have angel wings there. Ghost tube. Just dropping. Oh, wait, I don't want to. For heavens and hot dogs. Are you worried about something falling? All right, thank you. Or someone coming and going. Have you come or gone? Have you changed careers, jobs, connections with people? But I feel like I am when I'm here in this lacrosse thing. Now, the lacrosse part is turning into a machete, and I have a head. And there's somebody, or it's a version of me that I am holding. But I'm kind of like playing with it like the best I know is like a hockey puck. Or maybe like a hacky sack, but or like one of those ping pong things, you know, a head on a string, soap on a rope. It's something that I'm still looking at. I'm playing with it, but here's the thing. I think something severed, or I don't know if I've left this job or these people or this adventure. Did I leave it in the past? But I haven't. Because I brought the head with me. It's like a trophy of something, or maybe something to remember or still contemplate. Whatever this connection is for you, Aries, this feels deep. I hope this is making, okay, well, maybe it's like super shallow for you and you're like, yeah, this is like just a day in the life of Aries, but I feel it deep. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to find my placement. There's a bucking bronco, and it's working with... You got some indigenous stuff going on here, so I don't know if you've... is there something with the land you live on? History that you're working with, elder energy, or getting advice from, or seeking to speak to somebody about maybe, and it doesn't have to be necessarily that, whatever.
Church.
Yeah, like whatever your faith, or where you would listen, where you would heed from. It's elder energy. Something feels askew now in my glass. Oh my gosh, Aries. Oh, my word. Just things are going awry on the train. So, sorry, not sorry at all. It's hilarious. It's awesome. There's a bucking bronco here. There's a lot of higher self stuff going on. It's that makes me feel like it's my higher self and my human kind of on like one of those mechanical bulls or horses or something like that. And it's like my human self sometimes can feel hostage by being human. Like that's the hostage you sit kind of feel I have. It's like I kind of want to just like have a temper tantrum and just be like, the skin is too tight. The skin is too tight. Like there's not enough room in my bones. I don't know what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this message, but if this message is for one or a few and I'm in any way inspiring your own knowing, please know that this is, I feel like I'm looking at a map and your train tracks that you've been on, like, you know, if you could imagine that they would go,
I'm scared.
she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, yeehaw. And it would be like around the mountain, it would be smooth and the sightseeing. I don't know if it's something you're focusing on specifically. I'm not saying this is the energy of all that is, because Aries, this also could be the way you're sensing the collective. And I got to remind myself sometimes, that's why I say it, because you might be sensing that in the collective or out in the collective energy, and you want to retreat, and you have this sense like to go where it's quiet, get on a train, plane, automobile, and go where it's quiet, whatever your quiet is. Right, whether the silence of the forest is deafening, or and so would the cityscape be, whatever your harmony
Be
for
careful.
your head is. I do feel like I need to be a little bit careful. Thank you, goes to, because it's like knowing when we can get, or at least, you know, just speaking for myself, you know, melancholy or introspection can be like this really nice river to move through, and it has its beautiful manifestation kind of ability, right? It's almost like grabbing clay from the earth
Inmate.
so that you're able to mold it. But that's like quite an endeavor. But we don't want to stay there, you know. You might build your mud hut for a reason, to create that space, but it's like go a little bit each time, versus, again, versus isn't a great word, but again, speaking from my own experience, when it's too immersive and I'm consistently in a state of retreat, it becomes consuming. And then you walk out into the world and you're like, is it four non-blondes? What's going on? I said, hey, what's going on? All right, Aries, let's add you some cards and see if anything else stands out. So I have here in your cave of ice is Lamb Island, Instincts of Mysticism, and Extraterrestrial Cosmic Guides. So if those mean anything to you, you know the drill, follow it. I read the art first. This is like all my different skins. Uniforms for, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, or interact with this person, that person. But even like just see how there's like floating heads. Guys, be kind, please. Kindness. These floating heads here. And then just speaking earlier of seeing like that. It's a severed head, really. I think we can just say it. It's like, don't play with your food.
Bored.
Yeah, maybe you're just bored of it. I don't know. But there is a connection that is being held on to that I think has been severed, and it's okay to allow it to go, even if it's within yourself. And like, see how here with this Lamb Island card, the top of the pyramid eye or brick and mortar eye, I want to put it where I saw the possum / pie piece. Now I see it as an ice cream cone. A waffle cone, quite specifically. It's like innocence of something with the lamb. My own innocence. Maybe this is inner child work. Maybe this is how do I remain innocent when I wasn't. Maybe in reflections when I wasn't innocent. I don't know. There's something here with mysticism I just got to know because it did come through. If you're working on any of your clear senses, clear seeing, etc. Like the possum, if sometimes it seems like something's gone silent. It's not forever. Yeah, hopefully you're not mad at your mysticism in some way, shape, or form, or those that typical symbols, like maybe your symbols, your language with consciousness is changing, your language with spirit, your language with your guides is changing. And there's this time, it's like having summer between school time to kind of play and enjoy and go into the pines, go on a train ride. There's also this message coming through where, when things become heightened, I'm going to wander it in a positive way. We come to realizations or ahas, or this is the track I'm going to go on, whatever the case is. And then things seem to quiet down, and we might think or feel anyway that we're just kind of like, oh, that same adrenaline rush or that same charge isn't there, so something's wrong. I'm not getting that feeling. I'm getting the feeling of it's not wrong, it's quiet because it's time. It's the integrative time. It's integrative time, and it's like, I don't know how else to say it. It's like everything else quiet so you can do the work. It's like divinity doesn't want to be a distraction. So it'll, like on a dimmer, go brighter and less brighter at times. There's an old billy goat gruff here. Kindness, guys. Be nice, little man. Apparently my cats are deciding just be away in your reading. Whew, time. Creating a positive future. And this is in your cave of winds. And you're taking the train, so it's like you get the benefit of things moving in train time. That's to your benefit. Your mode of transportation, whatever this task is or whatever it is, at least I'm sensing. But it's like you could say, well, whatever this destination is, I want to go here. Well, if you take a car, it's going to take you this long. If you take a train, it's going to take you this long. It's like measuring in time. If you take an airplane, it's the shortest time, but it could be the most uncomfortable. The journey is just an air element, whatever the case is. You've chosen train for a reason. Trust that. Trust that you know what you're doing. And that everything is working to your favor, but it's up to you to decide along the way what is being let go of. And I know that's so easy to say. Maybe the story of Alice in Wonderland is inspiring to you. It's okay to move on to new things or new people, places, whatever the case is, and not so much in a haste of the history or your past, right? Was that in the past? You can take a minute, whatever kind of minute that is, a train minute, a plane minute, a millennium minute. Stop playing with your food and move on. Like, anyway.
Can you feel me?
I can feel you. There's a group of people here. They're creating like a bracelet. It's a very fancy bracelet. In the cave of hearth fires, this doorway of transition. This is your heart of hearts, what burns, right, in your furnace. Oh, it even kind of looks like a furnace. In your furnace of your frequency. And that fire element of sorts, too, in Feng Shui. I guess it would be wood.
Blessed.
Wood, too. Go. It's like go. You're on the train that's in transition. Maybe you're in a tunnel right now. These guides are still with you all the way through. Nobody has left your side in regards to spirit. But in this bucking kind of bronco story or bucking horse, sometimes you gotta, if whatever it is that you're moving on, I don't know, whatever this is for you, and it's like bucking people, places, or things off, and if they're holding on, right? And likewise, if you're holding on to something as well, it will inevitably buck you off, because it's not for anyone's highest good.
Undecided.
Yeah, maybe just a good old decision needs to be made. There's also something like a deja vu theme going on here, but I kind of feel like, I'll write it down just so I don't forget. I feel like you have a lot of good words coming out of my face here. It's like deja vu dementia is how I'm hearing it. I'm not trying to be rude if anyone has, or inconsiderate if anyone has dementia, or you're dealing with somebody with dementia. You know, I'm very, very aware. But this feels like almost giving birth sometimes. I am not a mother. However, I'm the oldest of 5 and all my siblings have kids. So it's like they forget. And apparently that's what they say. They forget the pain of childbirth and bearing as well, right? The discomfort of all of that because of the blessing of their children. And they can forget that. And that's kind of the sensation. There could be, it's a person, place, or thing, whatever this is. I don't know what this is, or maybe it's a few little things, and we can forget the day, and you don't realize until you reestablish the connection, or whatever the case is. It's like calling an ex-boyfriend or a girlfriend when you're having a moment, and then you remember in that moment, I'm like, oh, this is why. And it's like deja vu. I did it again. Got the dementia, did it again. Hope this makes sense.
Rich.
Okay. New direction in your cave of rivers. And I feel like you know this. You've already taken the new direction. I feel like you're on the train of transition. Choo-choo. And whatever this is, and maybe I'm feeling it spherically, but even when I saw earlier the sharpness, and maybe that's the sharpness, it's of your star, and I can see you walking over here, like just, it's like if the trees became alive and you started walking with the trees. Last card for Aries, and then we'll head on over to the other side if you're joining us in the Cave of Earth. There we go. Thank you. See, flying high. I can fly high. Something in the sky.
Beside you.
So take a look. It's in up. Oh my goodness, Aries. So when I was up here, and it was like I was in the top of a tree. This tree became alive, and I started walking with the trees. And then it's like as I get off this train and just start walking, but I'm held up high. Yeah, held up high. And then you have flying high. Okay. So there's something here about when it's like going through the train, or this train journey, whatever it may be for you. Inevitably, once you get off the train, it's some intermediate destination. Intermediate. It's like getting off a cruise and wandering around. No, maybe a cruise isn't right. I don't really know. You get off, whatever, station, place, person, whatever. And you wander around the town. You wander around the village. You go, and you're like, I'm going to stay here a while. You thought you were going to be here 5 minutes. You're like, no, I'm going to stay here a while. Whatever that intermediate space is and destination, something is affording you in some capacity, not necessarily monetary, but then when you decide to go on another travel or journey, you're going to move by air. I really feel like, Aries, you can move in all vehicles of automobiles of awareness, but there just might be this one thread that feels like it's been on a train for some time and in a tunnel to boot, but it's heading in the direction you want. Okay, I'm going to flip this. I will see you on the other side. If you are joining us, links are in the description box. If not, that's okay. I love you. Thank you. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Until next time, bye.